Uh, Hello, everybody. Today I'm having the director, producers of the film SOCH, Moon on the Man, and I Rise. I will introduce them to all of you first, and later they can speak about their films and about themselves, and then later we can take any question answers, if any. So let me start. Uh, SOCH. SOCH is an Indian film 2021 in Hindi, 17 minutes. Director is Indiradhar Mukherjee. Producer is Jayasil Ghosh. The film highlights the all-pervasive gender inequality in India. Domestic violence and abuse is a daily reality for many women in our country, with married women often being deprived of their rights. The film aims to spread awareness about this issue and its impact on mental health. Director Indiradhar Mukherjee is an Indian director, writer, and producer. Her most recent short film, The Green Window, has won lots of national and international awards, including Dadasaheb Phalke Film Festival Special Mention. She has also won award for Best Director at Canadian Diversity Film Festival. Jayasil Ghosh is an alumni from National School of Drama. She is the producer of the film SOCH. She has acted in 19 feature films in 8 languages, from which most of them have won national and international festivals. She has also acted in late director Buddhadev Das Gupta's film Uttara. We have the film I Rise, which is film from India, 2020, Manipuri, 52 minutes. The director of the film is Borun Thokchom. Born in a poor family, Laishram Sarita Devi, a woman pugilist, rose against all odds to become a sports star of international repute. Notably, she came to the limelight as the first Indian professional woman boxer after she became a mother. Hand in hand with a boxing career, she runs an academy that trains and encourages destitute children to create an identity through boxing. The film shows how she navigates her life between her mission and her relationship with her beloved son, Tomtil. Director Borun Thokchom. Borun Thokchom is a national award-winning filmmaker and has more than a decade of experience in television journalism. He has also worked as cinematographer for NHK World, Japan, for a documentary series on World War II titled Battle of Imphal. He has also worked as a line producer for Kavithalaya Productions' musical documentary series featuring A.R. Rahman on Amazon Prime. We have another film, Moon on the Man, Indian film, 2021, Hindi, English, and of 75 minutes. We have along with us director Prince Shah, producer Anshul Pandey, and of course his other team members. Moon on the Man is an observational feature-length documentary which questions the most basic principles of reality, perception, and choice through the lives of 2 characters. Through a focus on mental illness, old age, and broken dreams, the film explores the individual's struggle to find direction in an ever-changing landscape of time and perspective. Director Prince Shah started his career in cinema as an assistant director in Indian and international films, including Tenet, Sense8, and Gully Boy. His short films as a director include 2733 See You on the Other Side, which won the Audience Choice Award at the Mumbai Academy of Moving Images Festival 2011. Moon on the Man is his first feature-length documentary as a producer and director. I will stop over here and I will want the directors, producers, artists to talk about their projects, about their films that I introduced on, and then we will move to question answer sessions. Can you please start?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for sparing time for us. And a special thanks to MIFF, Mumbai International Film Festival, for having us here. I am Indira Dhar Mukherjee, the maker of SOCH, the writer and the director of SOCH. And I feel very privileged and honored to be a part of this festival. SOCH is a film which is not new to any one of us. It's an issue which is not new to India or maybe in many other countries of the world. SOCH is on domestic violence. But I've added an angle to the story that when someone is going through violence, mental violence, or mental abuse, the person moves into depression. The person moves into mental illness. Most of the women, they can't speak about it. Maybe they are not aware. They are used to mental abuse. That's the reason they suppress their desires and their passion. SOCH is on that, and a film which is beautifully acted by Jayasil Ghosh. She is a very reputed and a veteran actor. She's worked in 8 other languages. And when I went to her with the script, she read the script and she agreed to do the film. And it is a teamwork. And the music is done by Maestro Bikram Ghosh, who is a Grammy member and an Oscar contention holder. And the team of SOCH is a very special team because we finished the film in a day's time. It's a film which is completely shot. It is very professionally shot. The way I make feature films, and but we made the film in a day's time. It was shot in a day's time. I hope this film reaches a lot of people and the mindset of people changes towards women. And the message of the film is that one should never give up one's passion. If the passion is not there, if you don't pursue your passion, then you're not happy in life. Then you're compromising your life. So just about that. Thank you so much.
Would you like to add something?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank MIFF for calling us here, and I want to thank my director Indira Dhar Mukherjee. She's like my little sister. We are doing this is our second short film we are doing with her, and I want to thank my producers Krishanu Banerjee and Anjuma Sheikh. She is my elder sister also, and with that I am also producing the film. For me, it's a new life because I acted in feature films or serials or ad films and all. But short film, because for me, acting is acting. Any craft in filmmaking is the same. It's a shorter or longer time that is there. But SOCH is very close to my heart because being a dancer, Bharatanatyam dancer, I explored that life of a dancer, how she go through that journey. And I thank all the team member of SOCH, my editor Shubhra Roy, and my cameraman Vijay Kundi. They have done a wonderful job. And my husband Vikram Ghosh, he's brilliant. Everyone knows him. He has done a classical piece because that music demanded in that film. And I'm really happy the film is going to festivals and people are liking it. And we are hoping that we'll do more good work together.
Absolutely.
Both of us. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Boru, would you like to?
Yeah. Hello everyone. My film is about that Sarita Devi, who's a boxer. To see from a village girl to reach to an international fame boxer. So this is my second film. And I came to Mumbai after 10 years. Like my previous film, it's called The Silent Poet. It's on Sarmila. That film was screened in international section in 2012. So I'm happy that I'm here after 10 years. And like this film took me around 5 years to complete. And I also want to say thanks to Films Divisions Mumbai because they produced this film for me. And I pitched this idea in 2015. So they give a green signal to this film, And from 2015, I started to shoot, and I completed. I took my Shatser in 2019 December, and I'm happy that my film got selected, and I'm here in Mumbai with my wife and my son. Yeah.
Prince,
So,
would
yeah.
you like to? Sorry, have you? Yeah, sorry, Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Moon on the Man questions two people's reality. One is the youngest freedom fighter of India, who later worked with Guru Dutt, one of the greatest filmmakers of India, and then got associated with the creator of James Bond, Sir Ian Fleming. And the second subject or character is Master Sailesh. He has acted in around 55 to 60 films as a child actor. He was the busiest child actor of his times. And since the last 30 to 40 years, he's been living on the roads. So the film questions their reality and also deals with a lot of other issues in the film. And I would also like my producer and DOP to talk about the film.
Yeah. Hi, so I'll talk like a producer. I'll tell you how it got made as such. So it was actually quite a leap of faith for us because we didn't know what is going to come, and we went a very purest way. We just followed the characters. We found the story. We didn't make a story. So that was a interesting process. And the second point which we agreed in the very start was to make a new age documentary, have some interesting, some uplifting music to it, which was given by our music director Prasanna, who did very well. The shooting process was very interesting because it went on for about 5-6 years. So these boys, he's our camera person, Vaibhav, they used to just pick up the camera and follow the characters and shoot everything that is happening wherever they find it interesting. What I liked about Vaibhav was, Vaibhav is this camera person who never complains about light. He shot nearly 70% of the film in the night and never ever complained ki no, let's shoot in a day or something. So the process was very interesting. Organically we were able to come up with something which people are appreciating and we also enjoyed making.
Yes.
And so between two of our characters, Mr. Praklon is no more with us. He left us last year, which was really sad. And we are very happy to have Mukesh over here, who was known as Master Shailesh as his screen name. And so it's great for us and for him that people are at least seeing their story.
And thank you, MIFF, for giving us this opportunity. Vaibhav, would you like to say anything?
It has been quite an interesting process for us because we were, like Anshul said, we were trying to find the story, and it took us quite a long time to understand what actually we are dealing with. And with time, we started understanding where we are going, and it took us a lot of time to edit also. And but with process, we are finding story, and I think we always are behind finding a better story to tell always with the film.
And lastly, I would also like to add that in a time like we see a lot of documentaries and people kind of like make films where we as audience sympathize or have pity on our characters. We wanted to celebrate both our subjects and make them rock stars. We were very conscious of not showing their disability or dysfunctionality, and they have now become a part of our family and like very cool friends, you know. So yeah, so we enjoyed the process. That sums up.
And I'm sorry, I would like to add something here. The film is on me and Mr. Praklon, and there is always a fight. I mean, two comic characters, two friends who are talking about whether he's speaking the truth, whether he's assisted Guru Dutt. One day, this Praklon gentleman, a very big-hearted, the freedom fighter, and he's composed lyrics and songs. He's sitting on Marine Drive, and Mr. Guru Dutt comes and pats on his back. बेटा मेरे लिए काम करोगे. That's the beauty of the part. And this guy refuses. He says मैं बहुत छोटे background में से हूँ, मैं कमा रहा हूँ जो भी कुछ है. He refuses work. But then ultimately he gives up and follows Mr. Guru Dutt. Now this comic, I mean, I've never seen friends talking so much about two characters, whether it's delusion, illusion, madness, is he speaking the truth, and why do they sympathize with Sailesh, the character? Then this is the second character, they sympathize with me. Now, he's worked in so many 55 Hindi films. Why is he on the roads? Why is he lacking his identity? why he's got identity crisis, why he's not getting his school and college leaving certificate, how can he get employed, and how can you block a man's progress. And I was the man who they have captured in the film, who's asking questions directly at the Tata Literature Film Festival to Anupam Kher, to Hema Malini ji, to Shobha De. I said, this is your luck that you have received such friends. Otherwise, forget about that event. I've been firing, and they've caught me beautifully speaking to Soil said. So he says that you have been asking questions all through the sessions, in all the sessions, all the years. So I said, fine. But this is my question to you, Mr. Anupam Kher. You just said that 30 rupees you entered this industry, but you're very lucky. Now today you're roaming in 5-star hotels and you're the biggest actor. But you just said that 30 रुपया मेरे पास था और मैं इस धरती पे मैंने कदम रखा था. मैं बोला, just imagine your state now, and just imagine the people who are going hungry. So this is a film. It's marvelously made by the young director, this man, Prince Shah, and it's beautifully captured. And the producer, as they said, there was no story, but they went on propounding, and there have been so much fans about me. They have just been capturing and shooting me all through the nights at Wankhede Stadium, at different places, Marine Drive, in the Melas there, Churni Road, wherever.
So thank you, Shailesh. But it's been like we've enjoyed the journey more than the destination. Now the validation and the love we receive from the audience is Sone Pe Suhaga. So yeah, we enjoyed the process. Yeah. Learning about life and evolving as artists, as human beings. We've become more sensitive. The world needs to have more sensitivity, we feel.
Definitely. Are there any questions for them?
I have a question to Imran.
Yes, tell me.
Any incident which provoked you to make the film, like any incident जो आपने witness करा before making the film?
Many.
Any one which
Of
impacted
course,
you
many.
most?
I remember one day this goes long time back when I was a child. I remember one day my neighbor, she was crying and the husband was not at home. He left for work. And I went with my mother to her house and she was crying. I could see marks on her face. And she wanted to work. She wanted to go out and work, but the husband was not, and the family was not very happy to allow her to work at that point of time when I was a child. And I'm sure women, even in that era, and even in today's time, when we go out to work, having a child and a family, it is not easy. It is not easy. We can't take a camera and roam outside. We'll have to schedule our time and work. The 24 hours we have with us, we'll have to categorize the time. Of course, it is a part of my story, your story, her story, everyone's story. Nothing new.
Any other questions?
Your collaboration with Vikram Ghosh, you said?
Yes, I did.
Is it only for the script writing or for the music as well?
Vikram Ghosh was not in the script writing. I am the writer of the story, and also I'm actually a writer. I have my own books, and then I am a filmmaker. So both the films are written by me, The Green Window and SOCH. SOCH has been shown here. Vikram Ghosh did the music of the film, of both my films, of SOCH as well.
And this is a film on art?
Sorry?
It's about a dancer. The story goes about a dancer, and I think for a director like her, she carried a different kind of approach because she wanted to say the message as she said, what she said, saw in the world, which is she wanted to explore, and I think this is what
I don't want to talk about the treatment of the film because if I tell the film, then the short films are films which I will which finishes very fast. But it is difficult to. I just finished my feature film. It's difficult. It's more difficult than to make a feature film. If you want to make an impactful short film which will reach a festival like this, because why I tell this? Because I'll have to tell the message in a very limited time. I will have to give the treatment so that people enjoy the film. The story is same everywhere. There's no new story which a writer can bring. It's the treatment of the film which the director can make. It's just that, what I believe. SOCH, I will not talk about the treatment. It's up to all of you. Watch the film. It got screened today at 2 o'clock. I'm sure it will come to any platform very soon. But yes, it's the treatment which makes the film, and of course her performance. I will have to speak about her performance. I don't think any other actor would have done that character. It's a very exhausting character, what she did. And she danced in the film also. She's a Bharatanatyam dancer. And rest, all of you, please watch the film. when it comes.
So
Did
17
you say
minutes
what is the
It's a-
duration of the film?
It's a 17-minute film.
17.
Yeah, 17.
Is it only about domestic violence?
Please watch
No,
the film.
is it, ma'am? I'm very sorry. There was no. That's okay. There was also one subject more which was screened yesterday. It was a film made in US by a pretty woman. It spoke about women abuse and all that. This is the second film I'm watching, listening to about today.
That's
no,
the domestic violence, and also I feel being a woman, we lot of time, as everyone knows, you can't able to pursue your passion because you have to manage your family. I have two children, one is 17, one is 8, and my husband is Bikram Ghosh, and I have a tradition in my house.
No, sister.
So managing, no, I'm telling you,
I'm
managing
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. Forgetting about that. I'm very sorry. Just tell me, how do you stop all this?
No, that's what you have to pursue it with your dedication. This is what.
No, how do you stop all this?
I'll just
Stop
answer
is
that. I'll just
your
answer
dedication.
that. Can I just answer that? We don't need to stop it. You will have to stop it.
Men.
Yes.
That's absolutely right.
We don't need to stop it.
No further,
Man
no further
has to-
questions.
And woman has to fight
No
for
further
it.
questions.
Yeah, no,
Any
woman has to
other
fight
questions
it.
for him? Yeah.
I got a question for Prince and Anshul and Vaibhav.
Okay.
How do you guys justify the title Moon on the Map with context you're talking?
Yeah.
Well, there are a few explanations to that.
Just excuse me, just switch on your mics on the when you're asking questions.
Repeat
Yeah?
the question.
Yeah, can you please?
Yeah. Repeat. Yeah.
So this question is for Prince, Anshul and Vaibhav. So the question is, how do you justify the title Moon on the Man with respect to your documentary?
Okay. So as I there are a few angles to it. It's not just one angle title. So we consider like in some theories it is considered that your mental health is affected by the moon. So it's the moon on the man. Then there is one of my life gurus who have taken is Andy Kaufman. उनके लिए गाना भी लिखा गया था REM ने मैन ऑन द मून एक फिल्म भी बनी थी मैन ऑन द मून सो व्हाट ही यूज्ड टू डू इज ही यूज्ड टू प्रोजेक्ट रियलिटी project fiction in reality. What we have gone and done is we have done the other way around. Our film looks like a fiction, but it is complete reality.
Any other questions?
Yeah, ma'am, I have a question to Bhoram sir. How did you, we know that this film is produced by Films Division. So how did you approach
The origin also. Why did you want to?
Okay. There was an incident where Sarita, she turned down a medal in Ancient for 2000 in that incident, where she rejected the medal and she stands for her rights, no? And she shouted in the podium that ceremony. So that time I was inspired about that her standing for her rights, no? Then when she came back home, then I slowly started prosing. And again, Sarita is a lady, is very difficult, no? Because that time she was a very renowned lady kind of things. And a guy like me prosing, it was quite awkward, no?
Yeah.
So then slowly we became like a friend, we became like a family. So that's how it took around 5 years to complete the film. And then we were almost like a family. Then I was able to tell the story where I won.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks.
So how big is this film?
Yes.
Can you switch on your mic, please? Thank
Yeah,
you.
what is the length of this film?
It's 52. That's the problem again about the film division, because they have a limited kind of things where we have to fix them. So that's I have to fix.
I understand.
52 minutes.
52 minutes.
So there are a lot of things that you have foregone in the edit.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Well, in that case, I have some questions. Varun, you said ki it took you 5 years to complete the film. What was the reason that it took you so many years?
Basically, ma'am, see, my first film is on the lady called Sarmila. You might be knowing that, who is fasting for 5 years, more than 16 years. So even that film, I took around 5-6 years to complete, no? Because we all are here documentary filmmakers, like corporate makers. Like people will know after watching only. NDTV also can make. I'm not just betting.
Yeah.
They come down for 1 week. They make a film also, like me. But like.
So
It will be quite different.
You wanted to catch the real time.
Yeah, how can I go to someone's bed and shoot their conversation with the child? So I have to cut all this camera conceals by the child, no? Like we cannot shoot for so many months, so many years, because the child, he'll throw the ball to my camera, and then nothing works out, no?
Yes.
So I go with either without camera, I will mingle with them, that's how slowly I started to shoot.
So
That's
you,
how, yeah.
so you needed to bond with them
Yeah,
before.
exactly, man. Exactly.
Bonding or
Yeah,
breaking
bonding,
the ice.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
right, because documentary films take a lot of time,
Lots of time,
because
yes,
we need
yes.
to
Yeah.
make them comfortable,
yeah,
our
yeah.
subjects comfortable
Yeah,
with
yeah.
us. So yeah, he's
Yeah,
right.
and
It's a long
we
process.
don't need to make 10, 20 films, no?
Yeah.
So far, in my entire career, I'm making only 2 documentaries so
Yeah.
far. And we don't need much also, like,
Yeah.
quality matters, no?
Yeah.
Quality.
Why should I make?
Such amazing words, because in the world of
Yeah.
factory and
Yeah.
content
Yeah.
and content makers, Insta Reels, it's so beautiful what he's
Yeah.
saying, that quality matters.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Of course it
Full
matters.
stop.
Yes,
my
it
my
matters.
previous film was on the Sarmila. It's 17 minutes documentary on the Sarmila. So that it's on called Sarmila.
Okay.
And I, after together for so many years, and I came to realize this activist, she is a poet. She turns out to be a poet. Then I get, the story is here. And Sarmila, whenever she's free after 1 year, many people is around 10, 100 people is around her. But what I want is the solitary moment where she's writing. That's why I was looking for those moments, no?
Yeah.
And I just cannot enter her jail room. It was quite difficult. Yeah. So, and it takes me around 4-5 years, and it was only 17 minutes. And that's how I won a national award, no, for that previous film.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. I've got another question for Prince and Anshul. You also said it took you 5-6 years, right?
More than
Actually, we
that.
took
Yes.
long.
Yeah. Why was that?
Same answer actually, that we want to make our subjects or our characters in the film comfortable with us, finding moments which are real, because we are not like he said, that a news media just going there for a week and capturing moments. Documentary filmmakers have 90 hours of footage or 100 hours of footage or more than that actually, and then we take a lot of time in edit. We are finding the story. Most of our time went in, like he mentioned, that finding the story. Music took a lot of time. So there is a lot of thought in each and every shot, and majorly your subject or character has to invest and trust you that he is going to tell my real story and correct story, not sensationalize. So we have to be real and truthful to each other. That is why.
And also to be able to get those things,
Yeah.
I mean, you got the things that you are going to put in the film, you need to spend so much time to be able to reach at that place where you are yourself satisfied that, yeah.
What I like to say over here is like the term finding the story is being repetitively used, and it gives you a feeling that these guys were finding the story. I think both the directors will agree with me. They're just actually not finding the story. They're just knowing the person. They're just being there, and they're seeing these moments which are happening. And now we want to capture that moment. Nothing is created.
Yeah.
Nothing is created. We see, like he's talking about a child who plays the ball. Now you want to use that part. You're seeing him play. You see a special moment. You capture that.
Yeah.
So that requires that time. That requires knowing a person. Also characters. They need to get comfortable with the director, with the crew, and most importantly with the camera. Initial footage is just making them comfortable with the camera around.
That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
That's the most valid point you
Yes.
said, because for a non-actor,
Yeah.
being comfortable with the camera,
Yeah, yeah.
that will
Correct.
take a lot of time,
Lot of
more
time.
than anything else.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes what even happens is once it is true with anyone, anybody comes and puts a camera in your face, that's not a very comfortable space.
Absolutely. So that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult part.
We need to be sensitive.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Ma'am, just one more aspect. When the film ends, this man Praklon, I believe I cannot say anything if most of the people who must have watched the film. He says one thing, that is dunya mein today, I mean, he's no more with us, but his blessings are with us. He may be in the galaxies. We are praying for him. But he says one thing: do your work, or actually you're zero. You start from somewhere, you end at zero. And your work is of no value. Ultimately, जहाँ से शुरू किया था, what do you intend doing, what do you become? I mean, nothing is in your hands, but you are of no value. There's no value to your work also once you finish off this world. Your birth and death doesn't count. And I'm very happy to listen to that question. If Prince could answer that, and Vaibhav also, this is a wonderful, brilliant question. That what made you give the title? I was thinking about this in the morning.
He did say.
No, if Prince can also, it's a
like he mentioned about
the
like
title.
lunar
I'll
eclipse.
rephrase the question. There are a couple of questions mixed up. So you answered this one, the title about that, you know.
Sure.
Now the second question is, because I saw this documentary today, and I was very fascinated. So I believe you guys have followed the characters for quite some time.
Yes.
So when did the idea dawn on you? Did you start out with the idea that you were tracing them with the camera because you want to make something? Or you traced them with the camera for nothing and then you made something? How did it happen?
Beautiful question. Actually, both these characters came in our lives. We are actually, for me, I'm not a documentary. I never thought in my life I'll make documentaries. When we started, actually, even Anshul, as a producer or director, we never thought we'll make documentaries. But these two beautiful characters out of nowhere came into our lives. Like he mentioned, in documentaries, you see something, you feel something, and that feeling will drive you. Not just because I want to make a documentary, let's find characters. Never. It's just one itch or something which triggers or evokes. So these two beautiful subjects just came into our life and we started following them. It's not the other way around that we were.
So there's
intuition,
saying, I'll just
basically.
say one thing. There's a saying that in the fiction, director is a god, but in a documentary, God is a director.
Yeah, this is by Kurosawa. This is by Kurosawa. Yes.
So we can predict.
So you're trying to say that maybe you gave into your intuition after you met people.
Yes. And sorry. No, you say.
So what I was saying is as the outsider, I will tell his process. He actually became friends with him, and he used to shoot all of us. He's taken videos of us also, him also. So when we took Shailesh's videos and Praklon videos, initial videos were taken just as friends together and somebody being funny and somebody being interesting. And then when we looked at the footage, one day he came and he said, I'm probably going to make a film out of this.
So,
and it was probably and maybe. And
You started shooting it which camera?
So we started shooting on iPhone 5 actually. There was a documentary which got Oscar. It's called Searching for Sugar Man.
Oh yeah.
Searching for Sugar Man, famous documentary. That film got an Oscar. 5% of that film was shot on iPhone 5. So we started with iPhone 5 slowly. Then we had cameras. We had him giving us the camera. He produced. But majorly it shot on 550D and 5D Mark III.
Okay.
Yeah, without lights. Like 70% as he said is without lights. And sound also, shout out to our phones. We recorded sound, dialogues, interviews on our phones. We had mics also. Yeah,
I would like to ask you one question. He was talking about exhausting, where that word you used. Did you find it exhausting? Because, yes, as a woman, I don't know what kind of experiences in personal life you had, but as an actress, when you did that part of, the woman who's facing domestic violence, supposed to do something that she doesn't want to, and eventually has taken a decision to do something about it. It was one day shoot, but the preparation must have been there before. Did you go through that exhausting experience? Can you please talk about that?
See, the way we work together, we do little bit of workshop kind of. So we just explore the process of that character, what that can be. And my way of acting, and basically I believe in on the floor, the day I'm working. And obviously it was exhausting because the trauma, the fears, psychosis she's going through, depression she's going through, and exploring that. And I have to imagine all the things, like this phone is ringing and I am to hold to take out my sound, all this images I have to create. It was exhausting, but my life experience, obviously being an actor, being NSD, and we always believe in, and I think this is what really helped me as an actor to grow on the spot also. And I think this is what exhausting feelings I explore, and I'm hoping that we explore it nicely.
I would like to add on something with that. That is, when we make a short film, especially on subject like this, we always don't get producers. I'm very happy that in India and throughout the world, not only in India, there are many female filmmakers who are making a mark and coming up. If I ask any of you, name me 20 filmmakers, I'm sure 15 of them would be males. So yeah, please name me 20 filmmakers, 10 upfront. You will not be able to name 20 females and 10 females and 10 males. So coming back to the point, when we shoot in a budget which is not that big, but we want to make a good film, coming back to the quality angle, a film which will be made as in a feature, but not a feature. Maintaining that quality, we need to do a lot of short, divisions, scheduling, everything, workshops, so that on the floor we don't have to waste time. It's just the opposite thing of what we do, of what you people have been doing. We don't have any time for trial and error. We don't have that time. So
you
for
mean-
us,
So there was a lot of planning, and this was all one take. Like.
yes.
One day, yes.
One day.
Yes.
Not one day, right?
No,
One
it
day.
was it took one day. Edited footage was 20 minutes, which is difficult. One day shoot, and of course, again comes a budget into this. Can't compromise the quality. Can't do trial and error. We need to plan properly so that we can shoot it correctly to reach a place like this or maybe other festivals.
And that's very positive. I mean, planning and doing workshop, prepping.
Because we don't have any time
is
for
great.
trial
It's a
and
great
error.
thing.
We
I think
don't have any
everybody
time
should
for-
do it.
Yes, and we don't have any
of
time for
course.
trial and error, because we usually shoot in a time where we can't waste a single penny.
Yeah, true.
So that's what.
Feature films should learn.
Maintain that quality.
Yeah.
Ma'am, a question to you.
Please,
What drove you to the subject that I need to, what was the planning? I need to make this no budget, no extra spending. What drove you to,
I don't have budget for any of my films.
no, what
For
I
that
say is
matter.
that why did you make it in just one day? Why did you plan it in just one day?
Because the quality I wanted to maintain, I had no option to stretch it in a 2-day or a 3-day schedule.
One logic she has, which is very interesting, she said, if we shoot the next day Jadi, you will have to with that
And it was also
existing-
not possible for her, the
emotion,
actor,
you
the
know.
kind of
The graph, I should continue that will help me as an actor. That is also one point she had, which I think it worked. for us also.
if a person cries, if a person is unhappy, the next day the person might not be in the same mood,
Yes.
But as an actor, we have to
maybe
create
at
that
home
there,
the person is
right.
facing something else, and the actor here, a small difference in the expression also. When it comes to the festivals or the viewers to watch, they will see and understand. It's not shot in a day's time.
So on the lighter note,
Yes.
did you ask her husband to abuse her one day so that she will?
Sadly, I'll just tell you one thing. Vikramda is a person who is not like that, who is very positive, very supportive, and
I'm
apart
sure
from
he is,
that,
yes.
we call it a team. If today we are making a mark, this film and the Green Window, both the films in different festivals worldwide, it's because I think our trial is working, wonderfully, where people are liking the films by God's grace.
Ma'am, I must say that we are very thankful to be here to the MIFF to give us an opportunity for the screening of our film. And we are exceptionally proud to be here, watch the other films, and it's a marvelous festival, no doubt about that.
Thank you so
But
much.
thank you
so
for
much.
your. There's so much love out of here for our film, for our audience. Speaking about film, it's whoever saw it, bless them. And these are young filmmakers with today's screen.
Yeah.
On the
And-
second day,
And the best part is none of us from films division, the organizer of this festival, none of us interfere with their decision, because the jury
That's
members or
amazing.
a selection committee. In fact, we don't even go near them when this selection happens. So I think it's a fair decision,
Thank you,
kind
ma'am.
of thing.
Thank you.
Now,
I have two questions last,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
yeah. Go on, please.
So
Yeah.
I'll have a question for you guys. I'll come to you later. One for you, ma'am. Since you enacted this role, which is based on domestic violence and abuse and all that, and on the contrary, your personal life is nowhere like that. So as an actress, what was the level of empathy which you had to emulate to get into the role? And after completion of this film, no matter how short the film is, did it leave an impact on you? Did you feel it was it real, or you could always segregate it that this is the fiction and this is real? So
No,
how are you placed?
No, you can't segregate, because we as an actor, I feel we live the character for some time. Because when she first narrated the story, I just loved it. I just loved it. I think this is something world should. It's not India. It's world should see this kind of film. How this girl is coming out of her depression and she is fighting. And I think this emotion is very important because we women in India, I know a lot of women. I had to go through little bit because I had to left my. It was my choice. I used to stay in Bombay 7 years. I was here and everything. I left my life and I came here, and I was working in my own way. But the journey was, it was my choice. But some people who's bound to do that. That is something I really felt for them. And thanks to Indira, this subject, I think it will go to the most of people. When it will go to OTT, people also watch it and should learn. Never give up. Never give up. You should carry on whatever passion and talent you have.
It's not only domestic violence, I would like to add on.
I believe I'd let me complete.
Yeah, sorry.
So it's basically when you have a talent, when God has given you something, you can't neglect that. It is your fault. It's not he did it, she did it, my Sasuma did it. No, it's your choice. What you are choosing. That was the best thing I have learned from this film, and I think the women of the world, they should pursue that, because otherwise one day you'll feel, oh yaar, क्या मैंने किया life में, मैंने तो नहीं किया जो करना था. So वहाँ से you have to come out, you have to fight for that.
आपकी ये पर्सनल महत्वाकांक्षा की बात हो गई कि आपको जो करना था. मेरा सवाल इस बात पे था कि इस स्टोरी को इनैक्ट करते समय and especially playing that woman who is actually in the trouble.
Yeah.
What was the after effects of that?
She was very hungry. She was very hungry after she packed
No,
up.
emotionally, as उसने पहले भी कहा हुआ है, I was really exhausted because वो emotion easy नहीं है. एक औरत उस तरह से एक डिप्रेशन फेज से जाते हुए वो सुसाइड करना चाहती है, वहाँ से जाते हुए किस मूड से कहाँ. It was not easy. मेरा पहला शॉट था वो छत पे जाके वो ये वाला सीन, तो वहीं मैं पहले तो शुरू हुआ. So I think this is what it stayed for some days with me. मतलब ये रह गया because I really felt for that.
You know what?
But that was very, sorry,
No,
I
that's
just want to
fine.
continue with that. That was very inspiring because she stands on the terrace,
terrace
the wall,
on top.
and she has got in one hand she has got her gungru, and in the other hand she has got her pills, and she has to. I think she's making a choice now, whether I fight it out or whether I just give in. And eventually, for a few seconds, you feel she's going to jump down. But instead of jumping down, she throws away the bottle and then.
This was fight with herself actually.
Yeah,
that,
yes.
that was the main thing she wanted.
I would like to
Another thing she
conclude
wanted
it,
to
this way. That's
explore.
that's what it is. I've shown that human beings, basic human beings, what we do when, domestic violence, the consequences. What are the consequences? A woman or a human being is pressurized in a manner where the person is not living happily. Okay, and when a person moves to the edge of the life, then what happens? So it is not only about domestic violence, it is about the consequences of domestic violence. There are many females who live with it, and there are many females who fight it out. It is a choice, one, and second of all, it has a lot to do about mental awareness. I want all of you to watch the film.
Sir, I
Yeah,
just
you keep on talking about I didn't have budget.
Yes, ma'am, I still
What
don't
was
have
the budget
Ma'am,
now?
I still don't have budget. Ma'am, I still don't have budget to make my other films.
Varun, I've got a question for you.
I will not talk about the budget here, but yes, a film where I don't think the way we made the film, and for the budget, my DOP backed out in 3 days' time, and the film was going to get shelved, and it got selected here. Because I'm a newcomer, people do these things, and I'll have to take it. It's her who supported me in making the film. I would like to thank her that I'm sitting here today.
There are
Varun,
stories,
sorry.
You spoke about the treatment.
Can you switch on your mic?
So, I mean, there are people who take maybe 30 minutes, they are not able to tell the story properly. So, you have to pack it within 17 minutes. So, did you feel that, you could have told the story something differently, or some improvisation was required? End of the.
Can I have your name?
Krishna Raj.
Mr. Krishna, you know what? You will have to watch SOCH to ask me this question. Because I feel it is exactly meant for 17 minutes. A single second also would have spoiled the film. again I repeat, the subject is same. We filmmakers, we don't have anything new to work on because the worldwide, whatever subjects are there, we work films, we make films on that. It's only and only whether a documentary or whether whatever it is, a feature or short film, whatever it is, it's a treatment. It is how the narrative is. And what's SOCH? I think 17 minutes was apt for
was
this.
good enough.
Yeah.
All right, one question for you guys. My last question. All right.
No, that's okay. You can ask questions. There's no problem.
It's a very interesting the process, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
How,
this is really-
so I guess Man on the Moon. When I saw it today, I realized that documentary has
Moon on the Man.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See, it's a tongue twister already, you know.
He's already gone on the moon.
So Moon on the Man, I guess music is one of the very pivotal moment of the thing. In fact, that's holding the whole documentary together. There's so many different soundtracks.
Yes.
So can you tell us something about the music and how many songs do you have in the soundtrack of this film?
Music composer will talk.
Oh,
I don't know how many soundtracks. There's a lot of OST. It has it was done in sections. Actually, how it happened. I'm also a classical vocalist. I'm a Drupad singer. So Prince is my. We are same college we were in, and we were working in the industry separately. We had done nothing together. So suddenly one day they say कि तुम्हारा एक ध्रुपद का कुछ part हमने कुछ किया है, वो आके सुन लो. So I heard that. Then they like, we have this whole documentary which is being cut. So why don't you do something with that? So this is how it began. But when I saw the documentary first, I was like कि इसको अभी like first impression I got like in any format to be able to accept this is going to take at least 5 to 6, 7 years. आराम से लग जाएगा क्योंकि the people were not ready to accept that how mind is and how people, you know, how reality is and this and that. So when it comes to music, giving treatment to that, I had initially done a certain kind of a treatment, then we jammed on it, then Prince, Anshul, Vaibhav all had some inputs. So instead of like doing effect play, scoring to a specific scene to enhance something, the music was actually going parallelly, like in its own dialogue, so that as the film is getting more and more dimensionally going into your psyche, the music is again going and taking you somewhere else continuously, so that you are all the time like in this 4D cinema theater where technology has improved, but it's a bad experience. Means you're like shaking and you're uncomfortable, but still it's going on. So that is how I feel when even I watched it for the first time as a whole. When it came together, it was, for me it felt like that. Yaar, ye kya hai? So I learned from that part. And that is very different from fiction, when we do it when we score music for fiction, it's something else. But in a documentary, there is a lot of limitlessness, and the characters are so endearing in our film. So which makes you like, just a touch of something is also saying so much about, because there is so much depth in the reality there.
Shesh, can you give me a minute? I am coming back to you. I want to ask Borun one thing. Borun, I know that you were trying to catch, certain activities that you really wanted in your film. So those were your challenges, definitely. Besides that, did you face any challenges that might have made you think, give up on the film, or, oh my God, I cannot manage it anymore, kind of thing?
It happens to most of all the documentary filmmakers in India. So yeah, it's
Can
not
you
a
elaborate
It
on
happens
that?
to all the films.
I think curse of an artist.
Yeah. So can you tell about your experiences about those challenges?
5 years I even see luckily that my wife is working in some government things. For documentary makers, like we need to have a very understanding kind of partner. See, 5 years I'm wasting without no money, nothing like that. Without earning anything, wasting the whole time like this, no? So these are the challenges kind of things. So like what you're doing, like okay, that's why I definitely brought her to MIFF.
So what did you eat during that period? I'm sorry. I just want to lighten the other thing. You said ki you didn't earn enough to have, So I was just wondering, what did you eat during that period?
Speaking of the budgets, right?
Yeah.
We had somebody come before this.
Yeah.
He did an 18-minute film and he says he spent 19 lakhs on it.
Okay.
19
So
lakhs on it.
19 lakhs
Per
on it.
minute.
Wow.
So
almost.
that's luxury. So how do you see, and how much did you all spend? Like,
This one, film division, they have a budget for 12 lakhs for 52 minutes documentary.
It's very less actually.
Very
It's a
less,
government
very less,
sector, so
very
you don't
less.
get much.
I am not going to
actually.
talk about the budget
Yeah.
of my film.
But,
People will laugh at our
The most beautiful,
That's the reason why I was saying
I
ki
don't
one
want to
day,
make-
you
I
know.
don't want to talk
but the
Yeah.
most beautiful he said was that you need a understanding partner.
Partner,
Like a
yeah.
documentary
Yes,
filmmaker
definitely.
already has so many conflicts within.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes.
That, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting.
Yeah,
Definitely. And
It's really very sweet.
you know, we don't have to thank only her. I'm sure ki was your son born at that time. So he must have gone through his bad times, you know. And the child will not understand ki
You know,
why
this-
he's going through.
This I would like to tell
Yeah.
you one thing. I have a 3-year-old son,
Yeah.
and I've been making films for last 3 years almost now. So I know the journey and how much of adjustment my son Kabir has done for this. There were days where he vomited, but the team was waiting. I had to go wearing that shirt. It happened with me, where there is no compromise. So and of course every film I'll not get her as the producer, who's very understanding. So yes, there are a lot of challenges, and more than the spouse to understand, the kid needs to adjust a
Yeah.
lot.
So that,
Shall we-
that's comes the passion that you
Yeah,
were saying.
yeah,
Without passion,
Ma'am,
you
just
cannot.
Yeah.
you must have gone through
Switch
all,
on your
sure.
this thing.
You must have gone through all the briefings and all that. I've been watching you in all the festivals. You have understood the ends and the beginnings and the realities in so much briefings. Now, there are so many wonderful, brilliant press guys here, and to sir you direct. What should be the end of such matters of feud? Should there be a domestic violence? Should there
See,
be a
one thing, see, so
no?
I'm,
Just
okay,
let me
I'll
finish
say,
it. Should there be a patch up between the couple, or should they suffer? The child should suffer, or should they divorce? Ma'am, to you, because you have gone under so many stories you have been across on the table. So many syllables, so many synopses, and so much about mental awareness and mental health. What should be the usual ending of the such life situations?
See,
Got
we
my
have
point, sir?
these things like feminism and male chauvinist and what all terms you may use. Finally, it is the child who bears the brunt of everything that the parents do, you know, whether man, woman. And not all relationships, only a woman is abused, at times even men are abused. And I mean, both ways it goes. Of course, the man is working more outside, is earning more outside, so he has got control. And any person, whether it is a man or a woman, the person who is earning, has got control of the house, you know. Whoever earns, whoever gives, whoever this. But the effect of whatever the parents do definitely comes on the children directly. And they do not understand what they are going through. They only know they are going through. So I feel the parents, if possibly, if they can really manage to come together, they should. You know, they should give up whatever they're going through. They should understand what they're going through. And if a time comes where both of them can understand each other in spite of all the things that have happened, best for the child. If that is not happening, then again it is a trauma for the child to see the parents fighting every day, going through bad words, going through bad negative feelings. And for the child, it's not at all healthy atmosphere. Then I will say the best thing to, there's separate, there's no way then otherwise. Yeah. There's no way then you
Yeah,
can.
done or how long?
No, it can go on. For some time
I
it
just
can go.
basically want to conclude by giving a shout out to all that breeds, Writing with Fire and A Night of Knowing Nothing. These three films have won Sundance, Cannes, also selected in Oscar. It gives us a lot of strength as documentary filmmakers because of them running, we can walk. So shout out to all these three films which are making India proud. Thank you.
I have, before we conclude or something, I have got this is Shailesh, you said you have acted as in many films as a child artist.
I was the most
and
handsomest as
you still are handsome.
no, not at all. Many years have gone by facing hunger for the people of India. Yes, ma'am.
No, I wanted to know ki, as a child actor, have you acted in documentaries at your
Yes.
time? And,
Many ad films and many documentaries also.
Okay. So, what was your experience? Because since we are talking about this festival is talking about short films and about documentaries and things like that. So, have you acted in short films and documentaries quite a
Yes.
lot?
It speaks about reality. It takes you to the village. It speaks about the mainstream. What is actually happening in India, and MIFF is a wonderful part of portraying short films and documentaries, bringing reality to the. Let's not be very party goers, or let's not only be karanjors and showbiz and all that. Let's not be party hunters, but accept the truth and face the truth, which is only showcased at festivals like this all over India.
Also, I want to add that he's acted in a film directed by Sukhdev, who's a
Okay.
legendary documentary
Yes,
filmmaker.
yes.
The film is called Khilone Wala.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong, it is produced by Film Division.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was a child actor in
Yes.
that film.
Sukhdev ji have made many films for Films Division, and
Yes.
we are
So he
lucky
has
to
acted
have
in.
him, actually.
He has acted with Raj Kapoor. He has acted with Amir Khan. He has
My
acted with
goodness,
Amitabh Bachchan.
Devanand Dharmendra.
when you speak about such legendary filmmakers, Sukhdev and Shyam Benegal Saab,
Yeah.
without any funds or without any manipulations, they have won so many awards.
Yes.
Mr. Kiran Shantaram, part of V Shantaram family, and Sunil Dutt Saab, Vilasrao Deshmukh Saab. I'm a worldly sea-face born guy. When you see the perspiration of all these people, we get the ability to run forward and achieve without accepting and without thinking of any price.
So here is a guy who acted with such legend people, and since last 40 years he's on the
Yes.
road. So our film deals with one of one of the
One
subjects is
aspect of Shailesh's life.
one aspect of Shailesh's life, of course.
So I hope you paid him well.
Yes, ask him. You should ask him. Yeah. Everything is not about money for documentary filmmakers.
The whole team has become my friends.
That's
I mean, they are fan crazy about me. I am fan crazy about them today. When I watched this film after 5 years, they have not shown me anything on the laptops, on the screen. But ma'am, I just want to, everything is not a platonic relationship. Everything doesn't end into happy, but you have beautifully said what MIFF has been witnessing such stories.
News trends.
You understand, ma'am? I liked your perception, but everything is not a happy ending.
No, definitely.
Thank you.
When you publish
It,
this, I
it
just
needs
want the
working
news.
on,
I'll just share
and
the
it
number
needs
and-
giving up,
Giving
or it needs to literally give up totally.